Welcome back. RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das మీడియాతో మాట్లాడుతున్నారు. లైవ్ లో చూద్దాం.
Highlight some of the, the impact in our assessment, the impact of the monetary and liquidity policy measures which have been undertaken by the Reserve Bank. It may be noted that transmission of the rate cuts by MPC would not have been possible to the extent achieved so far without creating comfortable liquidity conditions. The overriding objective was to prevent financial markets from freezing up, ensure normal functioning of financial intermediaries, ease the stress faced by households and businesses, and keep the lifeblood of finance flowing. This is achieved by infusing large amounts of liquidity in and out of the system through injections and absorptions through the LAF. In the process, the easing of financial conditions has actually enhanced monetary transmission and thereby the effectiveness of MPC's accommodative stance and actions. What is more, the injections of liquidity, including through open market operations, special operations for what we call the open market operations, then special operations by way of what we call Operation Twist, the LTROs, the TLTROs, and the forex interventions. There being that, and this is very important to note, all this liquidity which are being injected into the market and which is there in the system, they are being fully sterilized by absorptions through the reverse repo, while preventing a seizure of money markets under extreme risk aversion and uncertainty. And this is a very important point which I think I feel and all of us in RBI feel needs to be appreciated. Another aspect that needs to be recognized is that RBI's open market purchases are aimed at reducing funding costs for private sector entities that issue instruments in the market which are usually priced off the GSEC yield as the benchmark. In fact, it is worthwhile to see who is benefiting from the RBI's actions. Borrowing costs in financial markets have dropped to their lowest in a decade on the back of abundant liquidity. Interest rates on instruments like the 3-month treasury bill, commercial paper, and certificates of deposit have fully priced in the reduction in the policy rate and are in fact trading below the policy rate in the secondary market. Commercial papers of NBFCs have softened to 3.8% on July 31st. Rates have fallen to 3.4% on July 31st, 2020 for non-NBFC borrowers. So as you can see, the cost of borrowing for NBFC borrowers and non-NBFC borrowers have significantly come down. And the NBFC sector, which was in stress post-ILFS throughout, in the early part of 2019, have now access to funding at reasonable costs. With illiquidity premia dissipating under the impact of Operation Twist and TLTRO1 spreads of 3-year AAA rated corporate bonds over similar tenor securities have also declined from 76 basis points on March 26th to 50 basis points. So on March 26th, that is on March 27th, if you remember, we announced our first set of measures to deal with the onset of the pandemic, to deal with the COVID crisis. And that was on March 27th. So March 26th, the spread on AAA rated corporate bonds, and I'm referring to the 3-year AAA rated corporate bonds, it was 276 basis points over the GSEC of similar maturity. And that spread over GSEC of similar maturity has come down from 276 basis points from March 26th to 50 basis points on July 30th.